Hey guys, so nice to see you again. I think people maybe have been debating and worrying about the debt limit recently, and we can see, and a lot of banks are predicting the recession and job cuts this year. So I guess many of you may have questions regarding the recent market updates and some interpretation. So this time we again invite Jay to talk about the market and some of his trading ideas. So let's welcome Jay.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Nice to see everyone here.
Hey Jay, we couldn't hear you.
Hello?
Hello?
Uh,
Hello?
are you sure? My mic says it's working. Can everybody hear me? Can everybody hear me?
I think there's a problem with your mic.
Hello?
All right, if you can hear me, can you put, uh, yeah, see, everyone else can't hear me. I
All
think,
right.
okay.
Okay.
Maybe you're,
Yes, they're my problem.
all right, thanks, Mustafa. Thanks.
Yes.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Gugu, the called and elected Ali. Thank you everybody for being here. Welcome to the Pinex live stream. I've been going live every day for the past 3 days, and still love to be here and seeing this turn out. I just want to thank everybody for being here with me today, and hopefully we'll go over some useful stuff and help you guys in your trading. All right. Before we get started, good morning, good night, good afternoon, wherever you guys are. It's afternoon for me in the US here. And I love how we have a big community around the world. And just thank you guys for taking the time out of your day to come join the Pinex live stream. And before we get started, can we just get some likes and subscribes on the channel so we can promote this video and get more people in the Pinex community, the Pinex fam? If we could do that, I would definitely very appreciate that, guys. And I know the last live stream, maybe people haven't seen it. So my last live stream yesterday with Trade Tactics, you guys should definitely check that out if you guys are interested in algo trading and the signal bot. I think Dorlace Flare is saying, where can I find the signal bot trigger terms to use with TradingView? So we go over that. Yes, we went over that yesterday in the live with Trade Tactics. He went over his 100x crypto trading strategy that he had coded and optimized with ChatGPT. So if you guys were not around for that, definitely go check that out. And shout out to everybody that is here today with me. Ali, Dorles, the called and elected Google. I don't even know. Google. Sounds like Google. Mustafa, thank you guys for being here. Croc as well. Excited to. And we'll sell it out. Thank you. I missed yesterday. All right. Yeah, definitely check out that video yesterday. It's just go into the Pinex YouTube channel, go to live, and you'll see the video posted there. It was a very good session. We didn't do any promotion for it, sadly. The push notification didn't get sent out, but it was a very educational session, and we did cover, the Pinex GPT marketplace, the algo trading marketplace where all the strategies are listed, and how to use the signal bot to connect to a TradingView strategy. So you guys can skip through that, just like go to the sections that you want, and definitely go watch that as well. So how is everyone doing? Okay, let me share my screen. Give me 1 second. All right, so before we get started, so last week on this live stream, if you guys were here, we placed some structured product orders, and it expires this week, which is actually expired today in the AM. So I'm gonna go see how they turned out. It's these 3 trades right here. So I invested $2,000 in a 24,000 structured product. We placed this live on stream, and this was when Bitcoin was dropping hard, and we got a really, really good deal on this bot. We got some. I think the APY was very high. Let's see how much it was. This one was at 22% annualized, but the thing was, it was at 24,000. I could have bought Bitcoin at 24,000. So we made money on this trade. Then let's see this one. This trade we also placed. I wanted to buy Bitcoin at 26,000 at a 35% annualized return. Also didn't get executed on this trade, so we just get a free win on this trade as well. I don't think we had a single execution yet ever since we started taking these trades live and displaying them every week. Let's see this one. This trade, 20% APY, 25,500 target price. Also didn't hit, also didn't get executed. So some more free money as well. And of course, let's not forget the flying wheel, BTC flying wheel strategy that I have been copying. I think this one is Sia's strategy, I believe. And this one is up. How much is this up? 2%, 2.63%. And I have only had this running for, let's see, where do I see how long has it? Oh, it's purchased on May, basically April 20th, May. So this bot has returned 2% in almost 3 weeks. Almost 3 weeks. Annualized, that is 53%. So all of these trades I've been taking on stream has been profiting. So I hope you guys are following along with me as well. All right. So let's get started. Let's go into the analysis. All right. Do you guys see the screen?
Yes.
All right. Cool.
Can see the screen.
All right. So a lot of people, if you guys were in crypto for the past 2-3 years, you guys might remember this time. So this is the big drop in May, on May 19th of 2021. So basically 2 years ago. I can't believe that was so long ago already. It feels like yesterday we were in the bull market. Rip bull market. Good times. But some people are scared that it's going to be a repeat of this big drop. So even though on screen, this looks kind of small, right? This looks like a little drop on screen. But in reality, this was actually a 50% drop from 60,000 to 30,000. I forgot the news surrounding this drop, but I think this was basically when China was banning crypto. China was just going after all these crypto exchanges, Huobi, Binance, everybody, and they were getting kicked out of China. People were afraid of getting arrested for owning crypto, right? So this was what drove the big crash back in May of 2 years ago. And this was also due to, I think, Tesla saying they were selling their Bitcoin reserve. I forgot, but it was something like that. It was just a bunch of FUD, right? And then people are thinking, hey, right now, the pattern that we're seeing, this looks very similar to the above. If you guys look at the chart, it does look a little bit similar, right? Mm-hmm. But the fact of the matter is, this was in the bull market, and this was on top of the market as well. Right now, we are just in the beginning of a bull market. So if you guys zoom out on this chart, this is a screenshot, so I can't zoom out. But if you are to zoom out on this chart, you're going to be able to see hey, this is all-time highs. Well, this is barely halfway to all-time highs, right? So we still have a lot of space to go up while this trade over here, while this chart over here for Bitcoin is a little bit overextended, right? So yes, these charts have similarities, but I do not believe we're going to get a 50% drawdown all the way down to 14,000, 15,000, basically yearly lows due to this type of pattern. So I don't think you guys have to worry about the May 19th, this May 19th kind of chart pattern repeating itself. And of course, that is good news. So what the current scenario really reminds me of is actually, let me switch my screen, is actually this chart over here. This is also talked about a lot. While I don't believe we're going to have a crazy high run up like in the past. So So if you guys know this chart, these two look kind of similar as well, right? So this chart on the right over here is basically Bitcoin in 2019. So this was around 4 years ago, a long time ago. So this was during the recovery of the first recovery on the way to the bull market, right? So this was the start of the start of the return of the bull market, the recovery of the bull market, just like the condition that we are in today. So if we zoom out, we can see bull market, bear market, recovery, right? And what do we have right now? Let me reset the chart view. Same thing here, right? Bull market, bear market, recovery. Now, let me zoom in again on this chart. All right, cool. Oops, this brought me all the way back. Okay, here we go. So these two, I believe, are very correlated, but I don't think we're going to get a crazy pump like 2019 just because there is no inflow of liquidity in the market right now. So right now we had a wave one, we had a pullback in wave two, wave three, and then right now I believe we have a wave four pullback, right? This is what we've been talking about on stream for the past couple of weeks. And this has basically played out. Our target is still 25,000. 25,000 to 24, anywhere between 23 to 25,000. But you can't predict Bitcoin's exact price just because the market has a lot of volatility. It's a lot different participants. You can't just be like, hey, I believe 25,000 is going to hold, right? That is very specific. Usually what you want to do is you want to have an area of demand, of support. And this makes more sense because, if it comes down, it goes to 23,000, you can still buy it. It goes to 25, you can still buy it, right? Just buy in this zone. You don't want to buy at a specific level. What if you say, hey, I just want to buy at 23,000 and Bitcoin goes to 24 and you just miss the whole run up, right? Mm-hmm. And you definitely don't want to do that. So for example, in this type of environment, we believe wave four is going to pull back to like 24,000. And then if you guys look on the right, we had a very similar pattern. So in this type of consolidation, we had this low consolidation in 2019, which we got last year, right? We got in December, November last year. And then we came out, we got a wave one up, we got a wave two retracement, we got a wave three up, and then we got a wave four retracement. And this looks very similar to this chart over here. And then, of course, we get a blow off wave five before we pull back, right? Before we go into this kind of consolidation, pull back and test. So I don't know. You tell me, guys. What do you guys think? Does this chart look very similar to to what we are seeing right now? Let me know in the chat. And I'm gonna take a drink of my tea. I don't like this delay on YouTube. There's always a delay, so there's always like a 5 second. But yeah, guys, let me know. Let me know in the chat if this is similar to what you guys are seeing on if you guys are looking at Bitcoin.
I think it looks similar.
Ali doesn't think so. Okay, tell me why not. Tell me why it doesn't look similar. What is your prediction, Ali?
Yeah, Walsrow also says, well, it depends. Current news and information influences the market, not historic charts.
That is true.
Mm-hmm.
That is very, very true. But history does tend to repeat itself. That's why technical analysis works, right? Current information, yes, we can definitely get, like, hey, we're going to go to war, or hey, like Bitcoin, America's banning Bitcoin, and then Bitcoin will completely tank to maybe 22,000, maybe 20,000, maybe 15,000, right? And like Valstro says, yes, there's a lot of factors that go into it, but you must have a view on the market, right? So, for example, we have, we're not just saying randomly this looks the same, so it's going to go up, right? Of course, there are different market factors. If you guys think about it, right? If you guys think about it, all the bad news have happened in the market. FTX bankruptcy, Celsius bankruptcy, BlockFi bankruptcy, FTX getting screwed by the government, or not really screwed, they screwed themselves. But then, Genesis, DCG, all these bad news has happened. Inflation, interest rates has topped out, right? All these news has happened. All these factors has happened, right? So what? Of course, Elon can tweet something, but it's not gonna affect Bitcoin's price. It's not gonna drive it down to 20,000. The only thing that I can see happening is war, and that actually might be good for Bitcoin, but initially that is going to be bad. Or U.S. government banning Bitcoin, which I don't think is going to happen because Bitcoin is regulated. It is a commodity, right? So there's not that much risk around it. So because of that, I am more bullish. I have a more bullish sense for this last wave up, right? Because all the bad news has been priced in. So unless you guys can you guys think of bad news that's about to happen, right? I thought about it. I can't really come up with that many. Okay, debt ceiling. We're gonna go into that next, but so I'm gonna talk about. I guess I will talk about it briefly. Debt ceiling, right? The U.S. debt ceiling is one thing that is on the world's mind right now. So the government is likely not going to let the debts, not going to default and raise the debt ceiling. And even if they don't and it defaults, that will affect Bitcoin's price. Bitcoin will I believe it will have an initial down move because it's still half a risk asset. And Bitcoin will probably go into this 22,000 and 21,000, right? I believe if the debt ceiling is not raised, we can get a sharp move down. But let me share this picture with you guys. How do I share this? Give me 1 second. Let me see. All right. So right now the only thing I'm seeing is a debt ceiling, right? If debt ceiling does not get raised and the U.S. defaults on its debts, right? This is what people will invest in. Gold, and people would invest more into Bitcoin than the dollar, right? So initially, I would say that we're gonna get a drop in Bitcoin, and this is the most focused news right now, right? If you guys say like, "Hey, we're gonna go to war, we're gonna have nuclear war," that's not really realistic. So you guys have to put probabilities with your scenarios as well. So right now, retail investors will put a lot of money into Bitcoin, and also institutional professional investors. But gold obviously is still the preferred choice. But of course, Bitcoin is digital gold, and it is actually having a very high correlation with gold recently. So Ali says the world's momentum is toward AI bots, not historical repetitions. But what are those AI bots based on, Ali? They're based on historical data. They're based on the momentum, right? The momentum of AI bots. We should know because we create bots, right? We do provide trading bots, but trading bots are based on historical data most of the time. There is no forward. You're not going to predict the future. It's going to be based on historical data and human psychology. And the markets are based on human psychology. There's a reason why history repeats itself, right? Or if it's not repeating itself, it often rhymes. So of course, we're not just going to be like, hey, without any data, we think Bitcoin is going to go up. We think Bitcoin is going to continue going up and not going down. It's going to follow a pattern that we've seen in the past. It's because of these factors plus the historical patterns that do repeat themselves. So if the government, and Valsro says, if the government has confiscated Bitcoin, they might use it against us. So what is the government going to do? Dump some Bitcoin on the market, right? Okay, that that could happen, right? What else are they going to do? the government has confiscated Bitcoin. China confiscated a bunch of Bitcoin. US confiscated a bunch of Bitcoin. But you do realize that 60% of the available supply of Bitcoin is already being in the hands of long-term holders who haven't moved in the past, I don't even know, past 1 year to 7 years. They just been stored, and more Bitcoin is coming off exchanges, and there's less supply. So even if the government dumps a bunch of Bitcoin, I doubt it's gonna go down to 15,000. There's just not that much selling pressure. So those are the two bad news you guys mentioned, and Benja says the next U.S. Congress crypto hearing could be positive, and that can cause the price of Bitcoin to dramatically increase. Yes, exactly. So that's what I'm saying, right? There's more positive factors right now than negative factors. And if you guys are looking at this pattern, right, similar to the actually, let me share my screen again. If you guys are looking at this pattern, that's what I'm talking about, right?
Jay, can you share the screen?
I'm sharing it right now. Yeah. The debt ceiling news, we could get some negative effects. We could get this pullback into 23, 24. And based off of technicals, because we broke under an important support area, right? And then we got this head and shoulders pattern. So the measured move would be down to this 23, 24,000. And then if we get the U.S. Congress hearing or we get any positive news, right, then we could see Bitcoin on its next leg up. And our target would be around 36,000, 35,000. And that is an important previous resistance or support in the bull market. So it's really a confluence of factors, right? It's not just any one thing. It's a multitude of things that that are combined together to determine where we think Bitcoin will go next. Okay.
Jay, do you think recession will cause the price of Bitcoin to go down? Since I see a lot of banks are predicting that we are gonna have a huge job cuts in the future.
So I think recession could definitely affect the price of Bitcoin for sure. But I feel like that's going to be towards the end of this year. And if you guys look at, I mean, I am not a believer, right? I'm not a believer of, hey, this pattern played out, it's going to play out again. But I'm just saying, because of these factors that we are seeing, plus previous history, it really does look alike. But what I think is a recession or very high unemployment is going to be later this year. And after, if we get this run up, right, into 36,000, I do believe we're going to pull back again. I don't believe Bitcoin is just going to hold up here at 36,000. I do believe there are still some macro risks, such as recession, still inflation, interest rates, right? Interest rates are at all-time highs right now. So there's a variety of factors affecting the price. And I do believe we will pull back after hitting another wave up. So yeah, that is definitely a factor that could be, that we should be considering. So what other factors do you guys see that you guys think will affect the price of Bitcoin, right? I mean, you guys said, I told you guys that negative news are 1 out of 100, needle in a haystack right now, that could, with high probability. What are you guys seeing? You guys leave it in the chat. I can cover that. And so just to continue on, I believe a lot of people are into Ethereum these days. If you tell me, I mean, I like Ethereum as well, but usually I focus on Bitcoin. Ethereum has the same kind of pattern, right? Ethereum has the same kind of pattern. We just been, let me remove some indicators, a little bit messy. We've been on this bull run. We had a false breakout right up here, and I've been telling you guys, hey, we broken down under support, 18,000 support. So under 18,000 support, I still believe we continue this retracement down to 17,000, or even down lower to around the 16,000 area. The 16,000 area is the 50% Fibonacci retracement. So I'm not really big on Fibonacci retracements, but I like the 50%, right? So let's see. So for example, from the start of the bull market to the top of the bull market, we can get a 50% retracement, and this coincides with around the 16,000 support level. And if we can get down here, I will be buying. So right now, we've been telling people to use structured products by the dip around 17,000 and 16,000 to build a position. So around this level, the 17,500. I mean, 1,750. I keep thinking this is Bitcoin. This is the 38. This is the 0.382 Fibonacci retracement level. So this is an area of support. But I am more looking at the long term. I'm looking on the daily. So this is a daily chart. I am looking more of a long-term trader these days. So I believe we will come down to 17,000. And finally, if we get down to this 1,650, these are my two preferred level to use by the dip and to build a position. And if you guys look on Bitcoin, this basically coincides. This is I'm sharing this. Okay. This basically coincides with 25,000 and 24,000, right? So I will be placing by the dip at 25,000 and 24,000. So let's do that right now. So let's do that right now. Let's see. So I'm gonna go to the 1 week because we always been doing the 1 week, right? We just been doing the 1 week on this show so we can see the expiry next week and see if we've been profiting. And if you guys look over here, all of these hasn't got executed yet. So which is good and bad. It's good because we just been making interest. We just been getting paid interest on all of these, right? But it's bad because we're not making a position. And obviously most of the gains are made when your position goes up. So I'm going to be going to the 25,000 on this for 7 days. It's going to return me 15% annualized. Put in my 2,000. Boom, expiring next week. And what I'm going to be looking also is on Ethereum. Ethereum, I'm going to be buying at 17,000 in 7 days. Let's see where that is. That's going to be down here in the aggressive mode. 17,000, 7 days, 20% annualized return. Again, same thing with this. Boom, buy 2,000. It doesn't even have quota because it's so popular. Okay, I guess everyone's. Oh damn, the yield just dropped. Let's try it again. So it dropped a little bit to 18%. That's okay. Have some quota. Okay, so that was good. All right, so that worked out. And I would also be placing some farther out orders as well, like 24,000. But the yield right now is kind of low. So what I basically talked about last week is let's go to the 1 hour chart. I think last week we had this big drop, right, to 25,700. So on these big drops, you want to be placing structured product orders because that is when the yield is the highest. I remember last week over here, I got like 40%, 50% yield on some of my orders just because of volatility. People are expecting it to come down farther, right? All right, what do you guys want to see? Do you guys want to see more altcoin technical analysis, or do you want to see like shorter time frame technical analysis on Bitcoin and Ethereum? Because usually I stay on the daily chart, but I can dive down deeper into the weekly, or into the 4 hour or 1 hour as well. Just let me know what you guys want to see.
Patrick asked if Jeremy Powell speak tomorrow.
He already spoke today. Jerome already spoke today. I was going to share this with you guys. Let me see. Where was it?
Shorter time frame, 1 volt.
where was the Jerome Powell thing? So I was gonna share the news article, but Jerome Powell's already spoke today. Yeah, he basically said there could be a possibility for pausing rate hikes because with the higher interest, with the more stringent lending standards for banks, that is already doing some work for them. And let me see what else he said. I'll just repeat it. Powell says rates may not need to raise as high given credit stress. That's what he said. And then afterwards, he also said market rate path reflects different forecasts than Fed. So what he's also saying is that the market is pricing in that we're going to cut rates before the end of this year, but the Fed is saying that they're going to keep rates standard for a more, for a longer period of time, and they're not going to cut rates until next year. So obviously, if that happens, that is bad for the stock market and the crypto market as well. And if you guys see this action today, right? It's just been a bunch of chop. It's like up, down, up, down. If you guys look at this funnel, it's crazy, right? So we have some news. We basically have some news. We had Yellen saying that more banks might fail. Well, that's not what she said, but she said more mergers and acquisitions may have to happen before we are done. And let's see, I'll show you this. Right, bank stocks puke as Yellen reportedly warns of more mergers are ahead. And more mergers are ahead are just basically saying banks are going to fail. Some banks are going to fail, and obviously they need to merge, right, when that happens. And also, what news we had today was they had a debt limit meeting, right, to get to basically raise the debt limit for the United States. But in the middle of it, negotiators walked out of the meeting, right? So this also caused volatility in Bitcoin. So if you guys look at this chart, this is what happened, right? Banks fail, Bitcoin goes up, and then debt ceiling talk is bad, Bitcoin goes down, and it's just choppy, choppy, choppy. Not much happening. These news are not affecting Bitcoin as much as before. All right, so let's just dig down on Bitcoin a little bit on the shorter time frame as well. I'm going to start from the high time frame because the higher time frame gives you less noise and just a better picture to look at. On the weekly time frame, we broke in under this demand zone of 27,000 to 27,050, and we have a doji candle on the weekly. So if this plays out, usually what happens is we get a follow through to the downside. So if you guys see these dojis right here, indecision, 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 breakout, right? So right now we have one indecision candle. We could just continue down to 25,000, or we can get a couple more consolidation candles going to the right. So on the weekly chart, not really much to look at, but we are definitely bearish right now. And if we go to the daily chart, this is a bearish as well. We're consolidating under the demand area. So this is acting as resistance. So for basically Bitcoin to flip bullish, we would have to break over this 27,500 level. You guys can see this both these candles hit the 27,500 level before reversing to the downside. And then if you guys see this little spike right here as well, we wicked through the demand zone, but we did not close above it. So for me to flip bullish, we would have to reclaim and have a candle close over this 27,500 area.
How do you determine the demand zone, Jay?
The demand zone is so I would start off with a level, right? So 27,000. First of all, whole number levels are basically strong support and resistances, and you want to see levels that are tested multiple times that candles close on. For example, here, right? One close, two close, one test, two tests, three tests, another close, another close, another test, another test. Right? You guys see this, right? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are all touching this 27,000 level, as well as these, right? You want to find these candle clusters and these candle clusters, and then whatever point they touch the most is what I would say is a demand zone or a demand level. But after you get the demand level, you want to see where the candle body is mostly within, and then you draw a little zone around it. So for example, this area, this zone encapsulates a lot of these candle bodies, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then so this would be a demand or whatever, demand order or resistance area. Because you don't really want to draw levels, as I said before. One level they could break over, they could break under very quickly. But if you have a zone, then it's more clear. So if the candles close over this zone, which is the top of the zone is 27,500, then this is where I would turn more bullish. But right now, everything definitely looks a little bit bearish for sure. So Bitcoin had a good chance to turn bullish because we had a false breakdown, right? This candle had a big downward wick, and this formed a hammer candle. And hammer candles are usually reversal candles. So if this closed over 2750, I believe we can go up and test 29 or 30,000. But because the reclaim also did not happen, and we're back down under 27,000, I believe there's a high probability we're going to continue to 25,000. And that is why I recommended you guys to use buy the dip at 25,000, because I believe we have a good chance of reaching there. So on the 4 hour, I know Mark said he wants to look at the 4 hour, so let's go down to shorter time frames. One reason I guess I'm not looking at this as much is because it is very choppy. And if you're looking at the daily candle, it's already kind of representing what the 4 hour might look like. So, I mean, let's take a look, right? On the 4 hour, we can basically see at a more granular level what happened in the price action. So on the 4 hour, we had a breakout, right? This is a breakout of that 2750, but then sellers took control and sold it back. And then over here, 2 days ago, we had a run up, right? So this looks pretty strong. I believe this was pretty strong, but then we consolidated here on 4 candles on the 4 hour. Look at these small candles, right? Small dojis, indecision, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I believe, I don't know what news this is. I think it was because of the debt ceiling talk, we had a reversal down. We had a reversal down because, of course, this is news driven, but technicals really align with the news, because if you guys see right here, right, for Bitcoin, it paused here, 4 candles just chilling right here under resistance. Because if you go above and you close above, we're gonna look bullish, but instead it chills right under this 2750 because it's waiting for some news to happen to tell us if we're gonna go over or we're gonna break down. And what happened was we had some positive news around the debt ceiling events, right? We had some positive news, but that does not mean it's good for Bitcoin. So we had some positive news. So this was before this happened right here. This was before this happened. This was before the negotiators walked out of the Capitol meeting. So this was when, we were thinking a debt limit was going to be reached. But basically, when that happened, the stock market went up, right? Stock market ripped up right here. Boom, big candles up. Positive news, where US is not going to default. But this is a bad thing for Bitcoin, because if they raise the debt ceiling, that means the US Treasury is going to sell more Treasury bonds. And what happens is when you sell Treasury bonds, they are taking out money. So people, right, banks, investors, whatever, they're giving their money to the Fed, giving it to the Treasury, and the Treasury is issuing them an IOU, which is the Treasury bond. So it's taking liquidity out of the market. And as we all know, if there's no liquidity in the market, Bitcoin goes down, right? Bitcoin has an inverse correlation with the money supply. So when the Fed is if the debt limit is reached, the Fed is going to sell a bunch of IOUs, and take a bunch of liquidity out of the market, right? And that is a detrimental thing to Bitcoin because the money supply, general money supply, is going to decrease. And let me just take a look at Ethereum really quickly. So Ethereum looks very similar to Bitcoin, but the level on this is a 4-hour chart. The level I would be looking at on Ethereum is this 1,850. If we get above this 1,850, I would target 1,900. We still have a bunch of resistance above. So overall, I'm still bearish on Ethereum, but over this 1,850, if you are a short-term trader, like on the 4-hour, 1-hour chart, you could technically take this for a quick trade up. But right now, looking at this, this is still very bearish, but it could honestly go either way right now because Ethereum is relatively stronger than Bitcoin just from the patterns, and it didn't fall as much as Bitcoin either. Let's see. Are there any questions? Okay, cool. I don't think there's any questions. All right. So, Sia, do you want to talk about the futures gridbot?
Yes. Before I talk about the futures gridbot, I would like to introduce the event we are doing for do investments product. So we're doing investment matching for do investment. So you can see there's 4 trading bots that is using do investments products. For example, the ETH high-speed flying wheel, BTC high-speed flying wheel, and both stable versions. And for these 4 trading bots, if you guys register using the link down below, you will get a matching for the bots if you copy it. So basically, your profit will be doubled, and even though if you have some loss, we will cover the loss up to 50 USDT. So there are 4 copy bots on the front page of the app. 2 high-speed flying wheel and 2 stable version. And these are the 3 requirements. So first, pass KYC level 2. Second, deposit more than 100 USDT. And third, you just copy any of the 4 bots, and we will match your investment, and basically your profits will double. And that's about the event. And then I would like to talk about the future grid that we recently released on our website and app.
Ali, maybe in the future, right now, you can't copy trade my account, but you can manually copy. So right now, basically, like I showed you guys, what I'm trading is I'm building a position because I'm not all cash, but I'm trying to build a position for the next run up. So the only trades I'm taking is buying at 1,700 for Ethereum and 25,000 for Bitcoin. Not all your money I would save. So I would only put in, I think, 40% at those 2 levels. And if it goes down lower, I'll put in the rest of my money. I really do believe we're going to have another leg up, and the risk and reward, I believe, is pretty good. So I would just, copy the trade I showed earlier today, early on this stream. Oh, I got to sign in again. That's annoying. I'm not going to do that. So earlier today, right? 1,700 on Ethereum, 25,000 on Bitcoin, and then leave some extra cash to buy the dip around like 23,000 and 24,000 if we get there. The risk and reward is really good, right? If you want to test it out. Let's say you have an average of 24,000 and our target is 36. Our target is 36,000. and our risk, I would say like if we get under 20,000, I'd stop out, to be honest. So our risk and reward would be 4 to 1, almost 4 to 1. So if we're wrong and we lose money, it's fine. So it's not a big deal, because if we get the next one right and we have such a big risk and reward, then we're gonna be making money. But yeah, do your own. Yeah, I'm not a financial advisor though, so you guys do your own research. This is just the trades I'm taking. If you want to copy it, you can, but you guys still have to manage your own risk. Thanks, Doorless, for reminding that part. Um, let's see. So Patrick said that Ethereum and Bitcoin looks bullish. I'm not sure why. I think this is a very bearish formation unless we get over 2750, because we're under support. If you want, it's a bad area to bet long. I just wouldn't. There's no confirmation. Everything is under support. So there's just I think it's more sideways right now. It can go both ways, but I will just wait. If it goes over 2750, that's when I would say it looks bullish. All right, cool. Want to talk about futures grid?
Cool. Yes. So we have newly released the trading bots here for the futures. Once you go to the website, you just click futures, and then on the left side there's bot. Click bots, and there's futures grid. It's basically the same as grid trading bots, but this one trades futures. And here we gonna customize our parameters. I'm gonna go long, and the price range. For me, I would like to ask Jay, like, what's your recommendation for the price range?
So I think prices are gonna go sideways, or up and down, right? I don't think it's gonna like I have a slight bullish view, but in the short term, I have a slight bearish view. So if we had to do a chart, futures grid, I would say between 30,000 and 23,000. That's what I would say. Leave more money to buy the dip on the way down.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's do what Jay says. And be careful with the quantity of grades, because if you have a lot of grades, say 200 grades, you will have just like 0.08% profit for each grade. So that might not be good for you. So you can set up a smaller number of grades, so then you won't need to pay a lot of trading fees for each grade. So maybe 21. We can set 55. I think so. I think at least you have to make it 0.3% per profit for here to ensure your profits. So I'm just gonna do like around maybe 80, 75. I think 70 would be good. Yes, 0.3%. I'm gonna do 70 grades, and then for investment, there's a range for the investment amount, so I'm gonna go with the least amount, maybe 800, but I don't. Yes, I'm gonna go with 800, and here it shows the actual investment after leverage. So after leverage, I'm investing 18,000 USDT, and the liquidation price is 14,000. I think that is very low, and we don't need to worry about being liquidated. And here we have some advanced settings. First, the trigger price and stop loss and the profit taking. I'm not sure if we need to set up these, but we can hear from Jay if I think you're gonna use
No, you
all
don't have to do all that.
stop loss, right?
Yeah, you don't have to do all that.
Okay. And here we have a slippage control to avoid some price difference between you click the create button and the actual order time. So we can set a 1% to limit the price difference. And then we can just click create. What happened? Oh, not enough balance. Okay. I'm gonna.
Sia needs more. Sia needs more money. You guys got to donate some money.
I'm gonna make the grid, the price range smaller. So then, actually, I'm gonna make the number of grids higher. So then I won't need to invest that smaller. So then I don't need to invest that much. Maybe 40 grid, 30 grid. I think 30 grid would be enough. And now I'm gonna invest 400. And let's create. So here you can check. I'm doing long, and the price range is 23,000 to 30,000, and the number of grids is 30, and the profit per grid is 0.77%. And I'm taking 3 times leverage. And here are the investment and margin information for my trades. So click OK, and and I can see my orders. Where can I see my bots? Hey Jay, do you know where can I see the bots that is running? Or it's under here.
Yeah, it takes a minute.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and that's it. And we are having futures trading competition right now. It's between, I think it's from May 16 to May 26, and the winner will earn like up to $1,000, 1,000 USDT if you won the prize. So please go check it out.
Yeah, so so for the futures grid, I think it's 10,000 USDT just for join. I mean, like it's split between I think a couple people. Let me see the rules. But I think one is like who makes the most money on the grids, but the other one is just participating, so anyone could win. And the total prize pool is 10,000 USDT. So you guys should definitely try that out. Would you go more higher with leverage? Would you go, Liam? Do you mean use higher leverage? Would I use higher leverage? I don't understand why they always have a lag. Can we remove the lag? It's like I say something, I just gotta wait. I'm like, oh, let me wait 5 seconds. Correct. That depends how much risk you want to take, right? If you're wrong, you're gonna lose more money. But if you're right, you would just make more money. So yeah, for Bitcoin, I could do more leverage on the grid bot. I personally, I would do like a 2x leverage or 3x leverage. I think I'd be comfortable with that. But just be cognizant that you could take more losses if you're not right. On the, I mean, on the grid bot with 20x leverage, I don't know. It's a little, I mean, if you have a very good strategy, maybe. I personally, I don't know, man. That's some heavy leverage on a grid bot. You can try it maybe on an altcoin and just try it out, right? And I mean, the returns are based on percentages anyway. So maybe throw $100 in and do it on some altcoin that you're comfortable with and do like 20x leverage. It's not a bad idea. But just but just be cognizant you might lose all that money. There's a chance you might lose all that money as well. So pros and cons.
I think for the past markets, like the past few weeks, it's very nice if you use great futures, right?
Because it's been sideways, right? Yeah, it's just in this, if you get a market like this and we're just going sideways, you're gonna make a lot of money, just because like each trade you're gonna be making a lot with your 20x leverage. But if we get a big move up, you're gonna make a lot. If you're gonna get a big move down, you're gonna lose a lot. So if your prediction of it going sideways is correct, using the 20x leverage is great.
I think we can track the liquidation price. So
cheers, Liam. Cheers to you as well, my man. Thank you for being here.
Such as 10%, for example. Do 17. Oh, right now it's CTH. You can track, like if we have a higher leverage, like what's the liquidation price for the trade to see. So like if you have 10%, 10 times leverage, we're gonna have a liquidation price of 20,000. I think that is not bad.
That's not too bad. That's definitely doable.
Yeah.
But any higher than that, then I probably wouldn't do it.
Let's see. It's 22. Dorlays have some great advices.
Yeah, seriously, Dorlays, thank you for being here. You're giving out some good advice. 100%. All right, cool. All right, well, thank you guys for joining. That's basically it from us. Thank you guys for all the questions and participating in this stream. Hope you guys, got something out of that, and I convinced you on my viewpoint. But of course, nothing is financial advice. I am trading my own position. If you like it, you can follow me. But if but it is not financial advice for you guys. But of course, our viewpoint that I argued, if you guys agree, you guys can, trade accordingly based on what I was talking about. And I hope I made a convincing argument for you guys. Yeah, thank you for joining, Ali, Liam, Dorlis. Thank you for sticking around, and Patrick. You guys are awesome. Thank you for coming, and I hope to see you guys next week. And be sure to check out the live video from yesterday and the day before. We had a Bitcoin trading challenge on. He did some live trading on the 1 second chart with Pepe. So he actually made money all 3 times. So go check that out. And of course, if you guys are interested in algo trading, check out the live from yesterday. That one was a great session too. Yeah, thank you for joining, guys. I hope you guys have an awesome day.
Thank you, guys. See you next week.